Okay, everyone, let's start out today lying down on our backs. I'll just talk to you for a minute about it. And if you want to lie down on your back and put your arms out by your side, just comfortably away from the body and face your palms facing up, like up towards the ceiling. Now you can keep your legs out straight, or you can bend them at the knee and plant your feet on your mat like that, or the floor if that's where you are. Let's think about the positioning of our heads. If you'd like to find a spot, the center of the back of your skull, and that's the part that's touching your floor or mat, you want to slightly tuck your chin. That'll make the back of your neck nice and long. Now, if you'd all like to take a collective breath with me now, we'll inhale to the count of 3. So that's inhale and exhale. Do that again, counting inhale up to 3 and exhale. Inhale again, counting to 3. And now this time with your exhale, I'd like you to feel your body getting heavier and pressing into the floor or the mat that you're lying on. You can go ahead now and take a couple of those breaths on your own, counting them whatever number is comfortable for you. Say to 3 or 4 maybe. Just match the inhale length of time with your exhale. I'd like to point out that during our little session here today, if there's something that you're not comfortable with, because it hurts or you just don't feel it's healthy for you to do that, please don't do it. Any adjustments you need to make so that you're not in any pain while you're doing these few movements with me today. So I'm going to join you now lying down on my back so I can start to demonstrate. Looks like I can be seen there. Good. Okay. So I'm just going to take one breath in to the count of 3 here with you. And exhale. Now, if your eyes are closed, you can gently open them now. We can start to bring some movement back into the body by wiggling our fingers and wiggling our toes. You can start to do some circles with your wrists and circles with your ankles. And change the direction of the ankles and the wrists. And now if you're lying straight out like I am, if you want to bring your feet to the mat to bend your knees and plant your feet on the mat. If you're already there, then you can start from here. What I'd like you to do first is pick up that right leg and bring that knee in towards your chest. You can pull that knee in a little towards your chest by interlacing your fingers over top of that shin. Just be careful not to press directly on the knee. Or if it's more comfortable for you, you can put your hands in between your calf and your thigh. Nice gentle back stretching there. So return that foot to the mat and pick up the other one and do the same thing. Return that foot back down. Now pick up the right one. Let's do that one more time on each side. And change feet. Now if you'd like to pick up both knees and bring them in towards your chest, give yourself a little hug there. You can rock a little bit side to side. You can release that now, putting both feet back down on the mat with your knees bent. I'd like you to pick up that right leg, straighten it out. Point your heel towards the sky first, and then point your toe. Then return back with your heel, bend that knee, place it back down on the mat. Let's pick up your left leg, do the same thing. Bring it all the way up to straight, pointing the heel towards the ceiling, and then the toe, and then the heel, and then the toe. Great. And put both feet back down on the mat. Now pick up that right leg and take that right foot and cross over the left knee. If you feel enough of a stretch here, you can just stay there. If you'd like to go a little further, you can pick that foot up. You can put your hands through that sort of figure four you've made with your legs. And you can hug that leg in. So the bent leg at the moment, I'd like you to flex that toe. So point the toes up towards the knee. You'll feel an increase in the stretch in the back of that right thigh. Also, you can bend that straightened leg, so bend your left leg if you want. Oh boy, I wonder if you can hear my tummy grumbling. Okay, you can put that foot back down, uncross the legs. Pick up the left leg now, cross it over the right. You can leave it down on the mat if you want, or you can pick it up and bring it in towards your chest. To add on here then, you can flex that left foot, pointing those toes up towards the left knee. And you can flex that straightened foot, or the foot on the straightened leg, if you want to. Then you can release all that. Plant your feet back down on the floor or the mat, but this time plant your feet a little bit wider than your hips. I want you to take both of your arms out in a T position on the ground, straight out from your shoulders. Now just gently tilt both knees towards the left. They don't have to go all the way down to the ground. And then both towards the right. They call this like a windshield wiper. I guess because it's like windshield wipers. Now, as you keep moving back and forth on that, just experiment a bit, see if you can go a little further. You still don't have to touch the floor. That's great. Now bring the feet both back in together. Bring your arms down by your side. Now your feet are just, about 8 or 10 inches away from the bottom of your tail. Just bring your arms in by your side. This time plant your palms down on the mat. Now very, very gently, I'd like you to press into your feet. Just lift your tail up off the mat just a little bit and then place it back down. I'm going to move my left arm so you can see maybe. Okay, so just lift it up a little bit. You can hardly see that there, but I think you get the picture. So I want you to just do that in some movement, just gentle movement. You're not pressing up as high as you can, just a little bit for now. That's great. Now let's just reverse that by hugging our knees to our chest again. Feels natural. We want to do a little bit of rocking here. That's great. Now, from this somewhat fetal position, I'd like you to roll over onto your side. Use your upper arm to place on the floor and push yourself up into an almost seated position. Don't stay there. We're going to get onto our hands and knees. So now in this position, our hands are planted on the floor directly below our shoulders, and our knees are directly below our hips. Do you see that there? So now my spine is completely in line with my neck. So not looking up, looking down, or looking up. You're just with a neutral spine there, okay? Now let's go into a couple little cat-cows. So on an inhale, you're gonna lower your belly, tilt your tail and your head up. And on an exhale, you're gonna reverse that. So tilt your head down, tilt your tail down, and arch your back up. So let's inhale and reverse that, tail and head up. And exhale, reversing that now with your head down and your tail down. Inhale as you raise your head up and your tail up. And exhale back down. Let's return back to a neutral spine. Now what I'd like you to do is take your knees apart a little bit and bring your toes together and gently lower your tail towards your heels. And then stretch your arms out in front of you and gently rest your forehead on the mat or the floor, or the carpet, wherever you happen to be. If you'd like to inhale, rise back up, back to that hands and knees position, so that table. Now your feet, you can have them pointed like this, or you can curl your toes under. I feel like I want to curl my toes under because my feet are getting cold and my toes are starting to cramp. Anyway, from here, I'd like you to bring your head out towards the right of your mat, at the same time swinging the right side of your tail out towards that side. Does that make sense? And then reverse that, tilting your tail out towards the left side of the room along with your head. At least it's left for me. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it is for you guys. Anyway, one more time this way. And then the other way. And then return to neutral. Now, my wrists are starting to get bothered a little bit, so what I'm going to do is make a fist and put my weight onto that fist as opposed to the extended palm. So the next thing we'd like to try to do is just raise that right leg straight out behind you. Notice the way you have to use your abdomen to hold it up parallel to your spine, right? So now we want your leg, spine, and neck all in line. And you can lower that back down. Let's try the other side. Good. Now some of you know where this is going. This time we're going to raise one leg and the opposite arm. If you're not feeling up for that today, that's fine. You can just raise your arm. Okay. So we're going to start with the left arm raised and the right leg. We're going to hold this here for a second. I guess a couple of breaths. And you can return that back down. Let's go to the other side. Like I said, if you just want to use the arm, that's fine. We'll turn that back down. So this time, let's raise the right leg, left arm. And if you're feeling quite adventurous, let's bring that knee to the elbow and back. Knee to the elbow and back. One more time. 3 is always good. Good. And lower that knee and lower that arm. Okay, let's try the other side. We're going to raise that leg and arm. Straight out, straight line, spine, arm, leg. Now let's bring it together. 2 and 3. Very good. Now let's put our toes together, our knees wide, lower that tail down, and go into a nice restorative child's pose. Now you can get yourself back up into that table position. Bring your knees together on the side. Have a seat. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.